Welcome to the show. Today, we're diving into the closure of the J. Edgar Hoover Building in Washington, D.C. This 50-year-old structure has long been the iconic headquarters of the FBI, but recent decisions have deemed it unsuitable. What do you think this closure symbolizes in the larger context of FBI history?
Thanks for having me. The closure is quite symbolic. It marks the end of an era, especially considering the building's association with some controversial figures and events. For example, during the Mueller investigation, this building was a hive of activity, yet there was a sense of decay both physically and institutionally.
That's a fascinating point. However, some might argue that shutting it down won't erase the systemic issues within the agency. What are your thoughts on this counterargument? Could this change merely be cosmetic?
While closing a building doesn't fix core problems, it's a step toward decentralization which could foster accountability. For instance, spreading offices across the country might dilute the concentrated power scene in Washington, reducing deep state influences.
It's interesting you mentioned decentralization. Looking ahead, could this set a precedent for other federal agencies in their operational strategies?
Absolutely, we might see more agencies reconsidering their centralization strategies. The FBI's move could inspire a broader trend toward operational reform, potentially leading to increased efficiency and transparency across government entities.
Moving on, let's explore the legacy of the Mueller investigation. It was a pivotal moment in recent American history. Despite the hype, it concluded without substantial charges. How did this affect public perception of the FBI?
The investigation was indeed a spectacle, costing around $40 million over 20 months. It left many feeling disillusioned as it failed to deliver on its initial promise. For instance, the lack of conclusive evidence against Trump led to widespread skepticism about the FBI's motives and methods.
Yet, some argue that the investigation was essential to uphold the rule of law. It demonstrated that no one is above scrutiny. How valid is this perspective in your view?
That's a valid point. While it didn't result in charges, it reinforced the importance of checks and balances. The investigation also highlighted the need for procedural integrity. However, it exposed flaws in how evidence was handled and how political biases could interfere with justice.
In light of these events, what lessons can future investigations learn to avoid similar pitfalls?
Future investigations must prioritize transparency and unbiased processes. Learning from the Mueller probe, establishing clear guidelines and ensuring diverse oversight can help restore public trust. This might involve more stringent data verification and ethical governance.
Leadership at the FBI has seen significant changes over the years, with figures like Robert Mueller, James Comey, and Christopher Wray. Each brought a unique influence. How have these leadership transitions shaped the FBI's direction?
Leadership transitions have had profound impacts. Comey's tenure, for example, was marked by controversial decisions like the handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation. These decisions have often shifted public trust and agency morale, reflecting broader political and social dynamics.
Critics argue that frequent leadership changes can lead to instability. Do you agree, or do you see it as an opportunity for renewal and reform?
It's a double-edged sword. While changes can indeed cause short-term instability, they also offer chances for fresh perspectives and reform. When leaders like Wray focus on recalibration, it can steer the FBI toward a more balanced and effective path.
Looking forward, how might upcoming leadership decisions influence the FBI's future, especially considering current challenges?
The future of the FBI depends heavily on adaptive leadership that embraces transparency and technological advancements. This means integrating new strategies for cyber threats and prioritizing community-based policing to better align with evolving societal needs.
Finally, let's talk about decentralization, a recurring theme in our discussion. The idea of moving FBI operations outside of Washington raises questions about efficiency and oversight. What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of such a move?
Decentralization can lead to increased regional representation and quicker local responses. For instance, Placing field offices in diverse areas can help tailor operations to specific community needs, fostering trust and cooperation.
However, some argue that decentralization might dilute the agency's coherence and complicate coordination. How can these challenges be addressed?
While decentralization poses coordination challenges, implementing robust communication networks and standardized protocols can mitigate these issues. Technology can play a pivotal role in maintaining agency coherence across dispersed locations.
In the grand scheme of things, could this shift signal a broader trend for other federal agencies?
Indeed, if successful, the FBI's decentralization could serve as a model for other agencies. This transition might catalyze a reevaluation of how federal entities operate, potentially leading to more dynamic and responsive governance structures nationwide.